Beyond Display, a professional and interdisciplinary performance training program for persons with disabilities. Peter Sao, a middle-aged man, entered the black box at ArtDis.
The first year of the training program aims to build group ensemble dynamics and how to work with each other pan-disability.
He observes the rehearsal together with technical crew and access workers. Cut to two mentees rehearsing. Peter Sao, chief mentor and head of performing art at ArtDis, continues speaking.
After an end product of a group project, we then move on to the second year, more crucial period where each one of them will be paired to an industry mentor.
Mentors and mentees interacting during a Q&A while sign language interpreter interprets.
And this is when their specialization gets really developed. They could be musicians, dancers, performers, or even all in one.
Sky Shen, a wheelchair user, rehearsing and in discussion with Peter. He speaks.
I think that any platforms for artists to learn, practice, work and grow are important, and these platforms and opportunities are very hard to come by for artists with disabilities especially.
Sky and his mentor, Dr. Philip Tan, during Q&A.
In this mentorship and with Dr. Philip Tan, it was a lot more than just learning technical skills, but learning the industry's know-how and planning for the future ahead.
Yuki Neo signs while the voice-over of sign language interpreter plays.
I really discovered a lot about myself, and that was really when I made a lot of growth.
Yuki doing vocal warm-ups.
One of my biggest learning points is breath work. Breath work influences my decision to speak or sign during the performances. It also prompts me to think about my deaf identity.
Yuki doing physical warm-ups. Yuki performing on stage. The stage is framed by pieces of paper and she frantically searches for something on stage.
Pick down the paper and we book was then.
Evni Yakub, a visually impaired man, speaks.
Previously, I was just a musician. Through ArtDis, I learned acting and singing, and it helps me to be a better performer.
Evni playing multiple characters on stage.
Me carrying a role for the audience to understand is a challenge. To overcome it, I have to understand what I'm saying so that I'm able to deliver it naturally.
Y.E., a visually impaired woman sensing her belongings using her hands. She speaks.
I don't really know how to mime things as a blind person. I cannot mime things without the physical object being there. So that's one thing that I kind of am learning. What helped me is imagining. I mean, the imagination is strong.
Clips of Y.E. singing, gesturing, and emoting.
Imagining someone there and imagining the voices and imagining what this person does. I am still, trying to do that, and it has helped me quite a bit.
Many times, I feel scared to do things. I think it's very out of reach.
Claire Teo is speaking. She is a young visually impaired woman. Clips of Claire performing and taking part in Q&A.
But the moment I'm pushed to doing something or challenged to do something by my mentors, I realize it's not that far-fetched.
Grace Ng signs while the voice-over of sign language interpreter plays.
A challenge for me is following their training and following my heart and passion, matching my passion to the training. My heart and passion in theatre continues, and I desire to keep learning and improving my acting skills.
Clips of Grace rehearsing and performing with a collaborator, Farina Tay. Timothy Lee, he has Down syndrome and sits next to his father, Roger. Timothy speaks.
I have learned a lot of skills to be a good performer. My mentor is very committed to train me and he teaches me a lot of things.
Clips of Timothy performing. He's delivering lines and running on the spot. Roger speaks.
During the starting phase of the training, it is whether he's able to remember the lines. At the same time, able to display the various emotion that is required in different scenes. The ability of the trainers to motivate him to his maximum level of potential helps a lot.
Jasprit calls Sekon. She has Down syndrome and sits next to her mother, Rabinda. Jasprit speaks.
Give me that opportunity to work with Aris. To give me this opportunity to come out with a great plan.
A clip of Jasprit and her mentor during Q&A. Another clip of her practicing her dance as Peter observes.
And it really is a great experience.
Rabinda speaks.
Her dad and I really saw was her enjoyment in learning the script. She used to do it every day without fail.
Chu Junwei sits next to his mother, Yvonne. Yvonne speaks.
I can see that he's now more independence into acting and more interest also. He can remember longer script. People with autism, they are quite on to their own perspective and never see in other perspective. So I think it's good that he understands the situation and he is more understand of other people's challenge.
Clips of Junwei interacting with the audience and cast members on stage. Junwei speaks.
Through performing, I would like to create a very inclusive society which will include persons with disability and so on.
Peter briefing the cast and crew.
Beyond Display aims to attract more and more artists with disabilities who wants to enrich themselves, find out answers to all those questions that they have, and to then better realize their aspirations.
Clips of Peter in rehearsals and the mentees engaging in Q&A sessions.
So that we can create this very important space called inclusion and diversity in our society.
Collage of mentors and collaborators. Peter Sao and Haresh Sharma. Ramesh Mayapan and Verena Day. Dr. Don Joy Leong and Yo Yen Yen. Jean Day and Deng Xiang Ting. Martin Ng and Dr. Philip Tan. Logo, Artists, Arts and Disability Singapore.